Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a little bit on the move, nothing major yet, so it's too early to say that we are in this fifth wave in the yellow count. We are going to talk about that, and I will talk about the structure here a little bit. Let's talk about the short-term bearish and short-term bullish scenarios. If you watched the previous update, you're basically already up to date. Movements today are really only minor. However, if we get 5 waves up to round about 42.8k or so, then it could indicate that we are in a breakout. Well, that wouldn't mean we break out straight away, but it means that we could get 5 up and then a 3-wave pullback basically is what I'm going to watch for, and that could provide the next nice trade setup on a smaller time frame. Looking at this structure here, obviously we're still in this 4th wave. That's the idea. Okay, maybe it's finished, that 4th wave. Maybe it finished on Tuesday, which is why we're currently watching the microstructure to develop. Yeah, that's why we're currently watching the microstructure to figure out when a low has formed, if a low has formed. So what is the short term? Maybe let's start with the short-term bearish scenario. There are two. But one will get invalidated with a break above 42.9k. So the overall idea is that in the white count, which is the short-term bearish one, which I see quite unlikely now, but it's still something I want to leave on the chart in case we break down now, which can always happen. But it takes a break below 40,814. That's what I suggested earlier today. We've got an A wave down, we've got the B wave and the C wave down in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, large 4 in an ending diagonal. Too high to be reliable, but valid. And then a wave 5 down. That's the short-term bearish count. It would literally need to turn around somewhere here from this region before breaking above 42.9k, which is the wave 2 high. That would invalidate this structure. Yeah, would certainly shift probabilities towards something more bullish. Maybe the price already in a breakout. However, there will still be another bearish pattern left. It literally depends on the structure. If the market can form 5 waves up, that would be bullish. If it stays a larger 3-wave move, it doesn't really matter how high it goes. If it's a 3-wave move, it's not clearly bullish. That's why we are tracking the microstructure. Okay, so that's clear. Then what if it goes further but it stays somehow a 3-wave move? Well, if it stays a 3-wave move, and I will tell you when it becomes a 5-wave move, but if it stays a 3-wave move, it goes further, it could literally just be that high X wave. I could also call that a B wave. It would just mean that we are moving here in a larger corrective structure, WXY or A, B, C. Yeah, it still has space. I mean, this scenario, this scenario of a 4th wave after a 3rd wave topped on the 11th of January, this is a 4th wave pullback. This still has, I mean, again, it will only break below 35k. 35k is the main support, basically invalidation point for this bullish thesis. Below 35k, we could enter a different scenario, which I would call a B wave pullback, as explained earlier today and yesterday in the video in which I covered the daily chart. I will do that tomorrow again. But then we could even come down to maybe 25k, 20k, but 35k is what divides these two scenarios. Both are bullish, but one allows a much deeper pullback, as it often happened before the halving. But it can only be confirmed with a break below 35k. So until that's confirmed, I just see this currently as a corrective pullback. All right. So now let's talk about the short-term bullish scenario, which is now the yellow count. So basically, it's not about, oh, it's up or down. No, it's simply about, okay, we have a downtrend here, local downtrend, but we're entering a larger support area. So it's all about figuring out when are we bottoming here? Because the key question we're concerned with, can the chart form a 5-wave move to the upside, an impulse to the upside before breaking below 35k? That's the only and the main question we should really be concerned about. And therefore, I'm tracking the structures to figure out if we have a 5-wave move up. Yesterday, we didn't see the price meet precisely, or just about, but it did get there. Yeah, I think it was like $20 short or something, the 3rd wave target. So in the yellow count, that's the short-term bullish scenario. We have 3 waves up so far. I told you yesterday that I think it's very likely that the price will enter a fourth wave pullback. And this is what we're dealing with right now. The price did already dip into this support area, basically trend reversal area, and is already escaping from there. So that's exactly what we want to see. It's only a 3-wave move up so far, could still be a B wave, even though it broke resistance. But as I explained to you earlier, this is just a reference. It's not really an invalidation point. It's just that often we see the price react to resistance in a B wave, but B waves, as long as they are 3-wave moves, they can easily extend, okay? So resistance levels or retracement levels, standard retracement, it really just a standard retracement area. B waves can easily overshoot. I will not take that B wave off the chart yet, but it could be that the wave 4 already bottomed. Yeah, what did I post earlier on Twitter? If you want to stay up to date, feel free to follow us there or become Gold member if you're interested, because there we publish even more updates, intraday updates. But a couple of hours ago on Twitter, or X, X for me is still Twitter, I posted, if there is a break above 42,210, which is yesterday's high, and the move up forms 5 waves, I need 5 waves. If it's only a 3-wave move, it could be a high B wave, as I just showed you, then I can call all 5 waves complete in the yellow count, and I will watch for a corrective pullback. That's important. But this 5th wave needs to reach sort of 42,700, 42,800. Let's go back to the chart. By the way, if you want to get additional content, free updates, but also lots of other stuff, fun stuff, check out our Twitter account or X network account. You'll find the link in the description. And I have to say it again, please only follow the official account, and we would never contact you directly on social media. We would never contact you or ask you about sending cryptos anywhere or something like that. That's always scam. Okay, if we zoom in a little bit, you see that the market could easily still fail here. It hasn't broken above 42,210, or let's call it even 220, but it's yesterday's high. That needs to happen, and we need to see a break above that level in 5 waves. Yesterday, I showed you these Fibonacci levels that are really relevant targets. For example, we had for the 3rd wave the 1.38 extension. That the chart nailed it completely because it reached that 1.38 extension. I need to add it back to the chart. I think it was maybe a few dollars short, right? But it reached it basically. I haven't drawn that correctly. It was very, very close. Very close. Yeah, basically, I think it was like $20, $30 short, but it did get into the region where I would say it's acceptable for a 3rd wave to finish. And then the 5th wave should minimally reach, basically here 42.8K, the 1.618 extension. Better would even be the 1.786 at 43,160. But let's say if it gets close to 43K and we see it form 5 waves, that's what we want to see. If it stays like that, it can easily still come down in the C wave. But the bottom line is not to say, okay, this is now wave 5 or whatever. It's about, let's just see if it can form these 5 waves. And if it can, then we can add a support area for the subsequent ABC pullback. Because, that would be, again, if that forms 5 waves, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We call that a wave 1 in the next larger uptrend towards 55K, maybe 60K. ABC pullback will give us clear parameters for a wave 2. We can add a micro support area, a setup to the chart, and the 3rd wave should send us higher. It would be beautiful if this works out. We'll see. I very much doubt that this is already the 5th wave to the upside. I currently assume it might rather be a B wave, but we'll see. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.